Hi guys, hope you are all having a great day and don't have to deal with crazy family. First story I have for you today is about OP's mom, who claims OP is a spoiled brat because she drives her stepmom's expensive car and showing off dad's wealth since she couldn't afford to give OP's sister such nice things. Enjoy the stories, guys. I, 17 female, have a half-sister, 15 female. My parents divorced, and my mom remarried and had my sister. I split my time between my parents. It's easy because we live in the same city. As my father is now wealthy, we do nice things frequently, such as international holidays every year. My father remarried when I was 5 years old. My stepmom is the sweetest lady, and when Dad and I plan holidays, she naturally comes with us. My family relationship with my stepmom has always annoyed my bio mom. After a weekend with my dad, I had to go back to my mom. I just got my license, so I insisted on driving myself. Stepmom lent me one of her Range Rovers. Pull into the driveway, and my sister runs out and asks to drive it. I say no because she doesn't have a license, and I don't know how my stepmom would feel if I let my family members drive it. She says that she has her learner's permit, and if I'm in the car with her, it'll be fine. I say no. Bio mom says I shouldn't have such an expensive car. She goes on about how she used to be the one that supported my dad because he made so little during their marriage. I unpack and come downstairs. My mom now wants to talk about how I'm mean to my sister and I should share things that I own. Apparently, she started crying because I wouldn't let her drive my car. I say it's not mine and that I can get dad and stepmom to come down and pick it up. Mom gets furious when she realizes I drove stepmom's car home, accuses me of showing off dad's wealth since she couldn't afford to give my sister such nice things. 2 days later, I notice my sister wearing a necklace. My heart drops. It was a necklace from Tiffany's that my stepmom had gotten me for my 9th birthday with our names engraved on it. I still love it and refuse to go anywhere without it. Because of what bio mom feels about stepmom, I don't wear it while I stay with her, but it's still in my jewelry box. I usually don't say anything when my sister comes into my room and takes my stuff, but this was the one piece that was off limits, and she knows it. I tell her to take it off, and she refuses. Since she can't drive the car, may as well let her wear the necklace. I tell her she can take literally anything from my room except this. Her reply? But it's from Tiffany's. It's expensive, so I want to wear it. We fight, and she still refuses to hand it back, and hints that she'll keep it for herself since I can get a new one. I blow up at her. I tell her not so politely to hand the necklace back and that my things are not hers. That she's able to use my stuff because I don't mind, not because she's entitled to it. She gives back the necklace and runs off crying. Mom comes to my room later and accuses me of being selfish and that my sister does have a right to use my things and I'm being a spoiled brat by not letting her use them. That I shouldn't have yelled at my little sister over a necklace. OP is not the a-hole. OP's mom and half-sister are big ones. OP's mom is clearly still angered with OP's dad and is taking it out on OP. It's interesting how OP's mom doesn't want OP to have expensive things, and yet she's bragging about how she used to make more money than OP's dad, and allowing OP's half-sister to desire to have expensive things. Also, this was OP's stepmom's car, not her mom's car. It's up to OP's stepmom who gets to drive it, because she pays for it. If OP's mom wants to be closer to OP, then she should treat OP better, and stop showing favoritism towards OP's half-sister. OP is not obligated to share anything. I grew up with my fiancé. My dad and his mom are best friends. I can't even emphasize how close. And as an adult, I've noticed that not many married couples have that type of closeness with any friend. They have spent every Tuesday night together for the past 30-ish years, and no one else is invited. They go on trips, sometimes share a bed, talk literally every day. My dad is adamant it has never been romantic because she is ugly. She is far from ugly, but he claims he doesn't like her race. I don't know what to believe. I almost believe that because my dad seems to have a huge Virgin W complex, and I don't know if he could have maintained the friendship if they did hook up. He also treats her somewhat like a sibling, intentionally pisses her off, a lot. But then again, I don't cuddle with my adult brother, so who knows? I have a couple of issues with their friendship. Mother-in-law is disrespectful towards my mom, helps him hide his cheating, and they badmouth my mom together. My mom hates their friendship. Father-in-law is also involved but truly doesn't care, and him and mother-in-law seem to have a happy marriage. My second issue is mother-in-law is a pretty crappy mom, and my dad has enabled that over the years. She would run away a lot when my husband was a kid, and my dad was constantly leaving to go calm her down. They would just sit on the beach all night and talk, and he never told her to grow up and go home. I said they can't sit together at the wedding because it makes my mom uncomfortable, and because the two of them can be obnoxious together. He untied the back of her dress at a beach wedding once, so think casual sundress, and the whole thing came down. My dad is furious. He said he paid for the wedding and I am not going to disrespect him. Mother-in-law says I'm bullying her because she doesn't want to be stuck sitting with father-in-law's family because they are mean. To be clear, I'm not making her sit with them. My dad is pissed and we got into a fight over the phone. But my mom is really happy and my fiance is backing me. Edit. Mother-in-law is married. They seem pretty happy. Father-in-law claims he is grateful for the friendship because she is so high maintenance and he couldn't do it on his own. My mom would never leave because she doesn't want the shame and she benefits from his money. I love my dad no matter how much I hate some of the things he does. He has proposed divorce, but my mom freaked out. My husband just doesn't like his mom and doesn't care much. Edit 2. Explaining Virgin W complex. My dad can only respect women that he sees in a non-S light. He treats the women he sleeps with like crap, but then is all protective of my sister and I. He sees women being good or bad based on S. My mom's role is to be the housewife and provide kids, not to be his S partner. So he seeks out more fun or attractive women, but he doesn't respect them. He does actually treat my mother-in-law like a human being, and he does seem to care about her feelings, which makes me think they might be telling the truth about not having S. I double-check that OP's fiancé isn't her brother first, because that's what happened to one of the Redditor's friends. I know someone personally that you really should hear the story of. For one reason or another, neither sets of parents have met before the wedding. It's relatively common where we live, except my uncle and cousin, who helped husband move out my entire family, only met my father-in-law once, and that was at our wedding. So get to the day and she's getting ready. Door starts banging so bad she thinks door is about to fall off the hinges. Daddy, you need to postpone the wedding. I just saw who your mother-in-law is. Sit down. Been having an affair for 46 years, and they knew it was 50-50 chance of who the groom's father was, but never thought of it as an issue as what are the chances of the families meeting. Bride's mom, stereotypical white Scottish with ginger curly hair. Bride's dad, white as snow, brown hair, brown eyes. Bride, slightly tanned but very obviously white, brown eyes, brunette with hints of ginger. Groom's mom, stereotypical, genuine description they gave me, but it does sound racist, so won't repeat. Chinese lady, thinks she has brown eyes, dark hair. Groom's dad, again, quote from the person, black as the ace of spades, with matching hair, but miraculously blue eyes, which is never seen in his family. Groom, I honestly could not imagine someone with darker skin, despite having spent 10 years in a highly multicultural area with hundreds of different skin tones. Blue eyes, jet black hair. Yeah, bride and groom are half siblings. I don't think OP is an a-hole. Mother-in-law helps OP's dad cheat? I'm sorry, but they're so disrespectful to their own relationships, and it's not okay. I'd tell them so, and stand my ground with them not being able to sit together. My brother, Ryan, got married 4 years ago to his childhood friend, Amy. Everything was great until 2 weeks ago, when my brother suddenly showed up to my apartment crying uncontrollably and in the middle of a mental breakdown. Apparently, Amy had been pregnant for a month and a half and got an A without his knowledge. He was on a business trip. The truth came out while they were in an argument because he noticed that she'd been sick for a week and she's been ignoring him on purpose for no seeming reason. Ryan was obviously devastated because they've been trying to have a baby for a year. I let him stay with me at the moment while he tries to think things over. I confronted Amy, and she absolutely doesn't care that my brother was deeply hurt. She told me the usual "my body, my choice" phrase, and that Ryan doesn't have the right to dictate what she wants to do with her body. I agree with her on that, but I also told her that she should have communicated with my brother because it was also his child. She told me that she changed her mind about having kids and wanted to live child-free for the rest of her life. She was just looking for the right moment to tell Ryan about it. But she found out that she was a month pregnant and immediately decided that she didn't want it. She wasn't supposed to tell Ryan, but it slipped out during their heated argument. I was so angry at her selfish views and told her that my brother should divorce her lying ass. She was shocked, and she apparently contacted my and her family about it when I left their house. The fight lasted for too long, and now everyone in both sides, except me, is against my brother because they think that he should still be supportive and loving towards her because having an A isn't easy. Even my parents told him to man up and accept that he can't control Amy's body. I was also getting heat because I was enabling my brother's sexist views. Am I an a-hole? Edit. For those wondering why I was the one who confronted her, my brother had been having breakdowns for 3 days straight. I went to her because I want for them to talk and for her to help her husband. She never called nor texted in those 3 days at all. The conversation turned sour when she told me that she didn't care for my brother. Although I wholeheartedly agree with my body, my choice, I find it odd that a wife who was actively trying to have a baby for a year would get rid of the baby. Something doesn't feel right on this one. I think OP is completely justified in her comment to her brother that he should divorce her lying ass. OP's brother's marriage is over unless he is a doormat. My first thought reading this was that the baby was not his, and this is how she was hiding it. If I was acquainted with this person, I would cut all ties forever. If she treated her husband this way, what will she do to me given the opportunity? I dated Max for 6 years. We broke up when our daughter, Beth, was 2 years old. Beth is now 6, and we co-parent in a way that is mostly civil. I got a Facebook message from Anna. I have no prior connection to Anna and have never met her before. She claims that her son, Jimmy, is Max's illegitimate child. Jimmy is 5, meaning that he would have been conceived when Max and I were still an item, and after Beth was born. Anna says that Max is refusing to consent to a DNA test, and that while she could go through the courts to get one, it would be time-consuming and expensive, and she doesn't want to put Jimmy through it. She said that Max told her about Beth, so she's found me through Max's social media and wants to test Beth to see if she's Jimmy's half-sibling. I said no. I don't want to put Beth through this, and this isn't my business. I told Anna that I have no business getting involved in Max's business, and that I broke up with Max so I didn't have to deal with his mess. So she needs to sort this out with Max herself, and if it's a match, then I'll work something out so that Beth and Jimmy can have a relationship. But I won't get in the middle of this paternity BS. Anna cussed me out for referring to her child as a mess, BS, which I wasn't. I was clearly talking about the paternity stuff, and I clarified that. She said I'm being callous, dismissive, and said Max is being a prick about this, and that testing Beth is the best option here, and she wouldn't have asked me if pursuing Max was the better option. She also said that I'm being a B for not enabling their sibling relationship sooner, and that forcing Max to take a test will take ages, and that when, not if, but when, a test proves the match, Beth and Jimmy will have already lost even more time. I said that a few more weeks waiting on a paternity test shouldn't be a big deal, compared to the last 5+ years, and that I'd rather that than introduce Beth to a potential half-brother that might not even be her half-brother. Anna then blocked me. I brought this up with my boyfriend, and he actually sides with Anna. Says she went about it in a piss-poor way, but I didn't have to get defensive, and that we all know that Max can be a douche. So it's probably the best option here to just let Beth take the test. Am I an a-hole for not letting Beth get tested? OP is not an a-hole. Plus, Even with a test proving they were half-siblings, wouldn't the courts still require a paternity test for the father? How is this making anything simpler or quicker? It makes me think she's not sure who the actual father is, and thinks guessing wrong by testing OP's daughter would be less expensive, embarrassing, damaging than having the courts mandate the wrong test. I think OP is absolutely right in protecting her daughter from this mess, and that another couple of weeks or months will not damage whatever potential relationship she'll have with her, maybe, brother. My 19 female brother, 21, has 3 kids from different women already. 2 of them, both 2 female, being almost the same age since he knocked up both girls at the same time. His now girlfriend gave birth to a boy 6 months ago, and it's the only real relationship that he's had with any mother of his children. My grandpa has funded everything since the first kid, because among the men in our family, he's a winner, and my brother doesn't have to work until he graduates thanks to that. Even when he's such a D, I actually get along with his girlfriend, since she doesn't look to be part of the crap show that my brother's life is, aside from being his partner. She's so good with the girls and encouraged my brother to be a real father figure to both of them, and my bro actually tried for her. Even when my family enables him, his girlfriend don't, and thus he has to take care of his son and his daughters, if they're all here. 2 months ago, his girlfriend got hit by a car, and even when it's nothing life-threatening, she had to stay in the hospital for several broken bones and total rest. It was confusing at first, and he had to be there almost the whole day since she took 4 days to wake up. My brother was panicked. He would spend almost the whole day there with her, come back home to shower, eat, be with his son, and then go back to his girlfriend. You could see the fear in his eyes. So after she woke up, I offered to take care of my nephew for as long as he were needed to be there. And since his time with my nieces were coming, I offered to do the same. I mostly did it for my sister-in-law and the kids. I love them, and I know she loves them too. I knew that in that state of mind, my brother wouldn't be able to take proper care of these kids, and his other baby mamas refused to wait since it wasn't their problem. I won't lie, I thought that this would last for 2 or 3 weeks, and not 2 months. I noticed that as the days were passing, my brother seemed more relaxed, and when I asked if he could finally take care of them, usually told me no, and that he was still needed at the hospital and soon. But soon never seemed to come, until a few nights ago that I overheard my brother talking to my grandpa about how he just kept going there all day, just to not take care of the babies, and that I was a better fit, since I was a girl. I threw the door open and told him to go duck himself, that he could take care of his own kids, and to never ever ask me for a favor, since I offered him a hand and he took my feet. I went to my room, locked myself inside, put on some music, and slept all day. Apparently, my brother banged at my door for hours since my nephew and nieces wouldn't get calm with him and wanted his auntie or mommy. I said that it wasn't my fault and to go cry to granddaddy since he's always solved his life. My grandpa did call me a B for not understanding my brother's situation. OP is not an a-hole. The only one who doesn't understand OP's brother's situation is enabling Grandpa. OP did everything right. Nobody has to teach him a lesson on responsibility. I am sure his girlfriend would approve of this.